Hello my friend, Caleb Wright here from wholeleaf.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you everything you need to know when it comes to tobacco storage and handling, because it's important for you to know how to keep your Fronto, Grabba, or any other type of whole leaf tobacco in good condition until you've used it all. I'm even going to show you the best practice methods for reconditioning dry leaves. And this is important because if you do it the wrong way, you can degrade or even ruin the quality of your leaf. And I will get into more detail about that a little bit later in the video. So when you first receive your package of whole leaf tobacco in the mail from us, it's going to arrive in a bag like this. If you are ordering Fronto or other types of cigar tobacco, it's going to mostly be tied up in tightly bunched leaf bundles, similar to this bag of Connecticut shade leaf wrapper. Alternatively, cigarette tobacco leaves do not arrive tied in bundles, but will instead just be loose in the bag. And this is because cigarette tobacco is not graded and cared for in the same ways as cigar tobacco. Cigar tobacco leaves need to be handled very carefully to maintain quality, because they will be used either for cigar making or wraps. Each different type of tobacco you order at a given time will be packaged and labeled accordingly in separate bags. Unless you have a commercial grade tobacco storage solution, the best practice for handling and storage of your tobacco is to keep the leaf sealed in the bag that we shipped it to you in. The tobacco leaf will arrive already well conditioned and ready for use, because we store our tobacco in a humidified space and use a steam machine to add some additional moisture to the bag prior to sealing it up and shipping it out to you. Now, to keep it from going dry for as long as possible after opening the bag for the first time, it's best to just leave your bundle of leaves together in the closed bag and take out leaves to use as you need them. And any leaf that you take out to use, you should store in a new ziplock so that you don't have to keep opening and closing your main tobacco stash bag more times than needed. And to keep your leaves in the perfect handleable state for a long time, you can also put a Boveda pack in the bag, just like you've seen I've done with my bag of Connecticut shade leaf right here. A Boveda pack is a two-way humidity control pouch that is filled with a gel. This is an effective way to keep a bag of Fronto or whatever kind of leaf you are working with hydrated with absolutely no risk of mold. Because it's a dry pouch, you never get the leaves wet with this method, which is important because if you store leaves overly wet in the bag and wait too long to reopen it, you could end up with a mold problem. And if you let a mold problem go too long without catching it, you'll have to throw out all the leaf in the bag. If you catch the mold early, it will appear as white fuzzies that can be wiped off the leaf very easily so you can still use it. But by using these Boveda packs, you should never have to deal with mold due to tobacco storage and handling mistakes. We sell these Boveda packs here at wholeleaf.com, and they make it really easy for you to maintain the quality and freshness of your tobacco leaf stash. The Boveda brand of humidity packs come in various sizes, but from my experience, the 60-gram pack like you see here works best for a 1-pound bag of whole leaf tobacco. And it will also work well for a similar amount of cannabis or hemp flower. These packs also come in different humidity percentage levels. This is something you can experiment with if you want to and find what works best for you, but I've found that the 72% packs work really well for whole leaf tobacco. So again, if you don't have a humidity pack in your bag and the leaf is in good shape, I would usually recommend that you squeeze all the air out of it before sealing or tying off the bag of your tobacco. But if you are using one of these Boveda humidity packs, tie off your bag similar to how I have done it here, leaving just enough air for the Boveda humidity packs to circulate moisture through the bag and keep your leaf stash fresh. So basically, if I was to pick up this bag and move it around, that Boveda pack should be able to move around in the bag loosely. It shouldn't be all tight. In that way, there will be just enough air in the bag for the Boveda pack to work its magic and keep your leaf nice and supple and ready to use. Once you have your bag set up like this, it's best to store it in a normal room temperature area of your home, away from any sources of heat which could cause it to dry faster or develop mold if there is an excessive moisture in the bag. Now that I've taught you the best practices for tobacco storage that will keep your leaf stash in excellent usable condition for as long as possible after you receive your order from us, I'm going to teach you what not to do. Do not spray water directly onto your whole leaf tobacco, whether it is 100% dry or merely just further along in the process of becoming dry. Do not spray water directly onto it. Now, with that said, there are some people out there that will spray the tobacco with water and close off the bag for some time to allow the moisture to soak back into the leaves. Then, of course, after leaving the bag closed for several hours, they would have to let the bag stay loosely open so the excess moisture can dry out enough to be able to use the leaves again. Now, a lot of beginners will do this, and even I used to do this when I first started learning and using whole leaf tobacco. But over time and years of experience in working with various kinds of whole leaf tobacco, I have found that spraying water directly on your leaves is actually a bad practice because it reduces the quality of your leaf over time and also makes it much easier for mold to develop if you are not careful with letting them dry back to the perfect handleable state. I've found that it degrades the leaf every time you have to spray excess water to recondition the leaf with moisture. By the time the excess moisture dries from the leaf and it's back to a usable state, it never looks or tastes exactly the same as when it was freshly out of the package. Now that you know about the common mistake that people make when it comes to remoisturizing your tobacco leaf stash, I'm going to show you a free method of remoisturizing your leaves. So if you don't have Boveda Packs handy and need a mostly free solution in the meantime to get your leaves back into usable condition, you can use the following method. And for this method, you're going to simply need two things. One, a small sized and clean washcloth. And two, a source of pure water. You are best off using either distilled or spring water. Or if your home has well water, which is tested as clean, that will also suffice. Never use tap water for this, because it can impart a bad taste to your leaves, thanks to the fluoride and other chemicals that may exist in your public water system. Your first step will be to completely dampen your clean washcloth with clean, pure water, and carefully wring it out by hand so that it's not dripping wet, but moist. Then you are going to open up your bag of tobacco and push the leaves down to one end of the bag and fill the bag with air. And then lay the newly damp washcloth right at the other end of the bag, near where you will tie it off. You will literally need to close up the end of the bag and blow air into it. And at the same time, you will need to make sure that the damp cloth is not even close to touching any of the leaf. I'm going to take a moment to do just that so you can see exactly what the finished product looks like. So once you have your bag of tobacco leaves set up like this, you can just leave it for anywhere from several hours to half a day or more until it reconditions back to the perfect usable state. You can simply check the tobacco by hand every 2 to 3 hours and see if it needs to sit and recondition for longer, at which point that you check the leaves, you may want to turn them in the bag to help speed the reconditioning process. The damp cloth will basically humidify the bag of tobacco, which will absorb the moisture into the leaves through the humidified air without you actually having to physically wet the leaves with any moisture. This is the next best approach to just simply popping a Boveda pack or two into your bags of tobacco right when you first get them, which will keep them from getting too dry in the first place. This will be the best strategy to employ if your leaves ever get too dry and you want to bring them back to life. I recommend against dampening paper towels and putting them in with your tobacco leaf, because paper towels have bleach and dyes in them which could affect the flavor of your tobacco. So stick to clean washcloths and avoid using paper products. For longer term tobacco storage, you can literally let it become completely dry, leaving it in a room temperature space with minimal to no light. It will never go bad as long as you follow these rules. In fact, in the whole leaf tobacco industry, aged tobacco is a desirable thing. Hypothetically, whenever you get back from vacation or business and are ready to get back to using your leaf, but you find that it's totally dried out, you can use this washcloth method to get moisture back into your leaves quickly, and then pop an appropriately sized Boveda pack into the bag to maintain its state of usability from that point forward. And I have one last bonus tip for you. When you pull a leaf or two out of your main stash bag for use, you are not going to want to put it back in the main stash bag because it just makes for extra unnecessary times that you are opening and closing that bag, which only helps it to dry out faster. I learned a little trick from a Jamaican customer of ours many years ago that you can take a single leaf and wrap the leaf around the main stem. You just take the initial part of the stem and you fold the leaf over like that, and then you can take the rest of the leaf and wrap it nice and tightly around itself. And then in the ziplock, I'll squeeze the rest of the air out. Keep it nice and fresh. So the concept here is just like how your leaf stash stays fresh longer when you keep it together in the bundle in the bag, a single leaf will stay fresh longer when you roll up the leaf like I just showed you how and put it in the ziplock, as it's staying tightly wrapped up and compact with itself, which helps it to maintain its own moisture level. If you just leave these leaves unfolded, they will definitely dry out faster. And always be swift about cutting out the piece that you need from the leaf to roll up with, and then wrap the rest of your leaf back up quickly in the ziplock. Because the longer you leave your leaf unfolded and exposed to the air, the faster it will dry out. So this is an example of how you can pack a leaf for on-the-go personal use purposes. So that pretty much sums up everything you need to know in regard to tobacco storage and handling methods, as well as how to best recondition or rehydrate your whole leaf tobacco stash using the best practices we have developed at wholeleaf.com over the years. And from this point forward, with the information in this video, you should be a pro at maintaining the quality and freshness of your tobacco. So it's always a great experience up to the very last leaf, and you get the most bang for your buck as a result. Now, you're already saving a lot of money by using whole leaf tobacco over processed, commercially available options, but you will save even more money by maximizing the shelf life and usefulness of all the whole leaf tobacco you ever order from us, using the strategies that I've provided in this video. Making tobacco handling and storage mistakes is the only area where you could potentially reduce your savings when using whole leaf tobacco, if anything goes to waste. But as long as you implement the methods I've shown you today, you will easily avoid that problem. And once you have a little practice at it, you will see just how easy it really is. If you have any questions about tobacco storage or any of our whole leaf tobacco products, or would just like help placing your order, I am always here to help. You can reach me at 1-802-776-8983. Again, that's 1-802-776-8983 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. EST, Monday through Friday. If you don't reach anyone, just leave a message and we'll be back in touch with you as soon as possible. And I will help you figure out which tobacco leaves we carry that will perfectly suit your needs as either a retail customer, merchant, or otherwise. Interested to further explore our products first? Just click the link in the description below this video to go directly to wholeleaf.com and see what we have to offer. Interested in our Boveda packs after watching this video? I will also put an additional link below the video that will take you directly to those packs so you can add them to your next order. If you found massive value in this video, I would super appreciate it if you took the time to like this video, share it with your friends who may be interested, and leave any questions or comments in the comment area below. It truly helps out, so thank you in advance. I look forward to connect with you and help you on your whole leaf tobacco journey. Caleb Wright, signing off from wholeleaf.com, your most reliable source for the best quality Fronto, Grabba, and whole leaf tobacco of all kinds. Stay blessed, and I'll catch you on the next video.